Hey guys, happy Friday. Thanks for stopping by for another episode here at alliseeisW. In today's video, we'll be covering latest updates with Opendoor Technologies, ticker Open. Just with today's market, we saw stocks making a nice run up. In fact, Opendoor it ran up to about 8%. However, it ended the day, just with 1% gain. But you know what? The good news is we're consolidating, we're priming. We'll go through technical analysis predictions where will share with you my overall price predictions using technical indicators, along with video clip of Eric Jackson, so you don't want to miss it. Now, if you're new to this channel, you're part of the Open Door Army, I would really appreciate you smashing a like, subscribing for more related content. Let's get started, guys.
Look, I think there's a very real thing about being a public company that um, there are things you have to deal with in public company that are amplified. But I think private companies basically all have the exact same problems. But in a public company, like in a private company, these problems are discussed with your VCs at a board table. In a public company, they're discussed on Reddit and it's in the Wall Street Journal. So like, if you care a great deal about what's said about you in the Wall Street Journal, running a public company is incredibly difficult. It's just very difficult. Luckily, I just don't care.
There you heard it. There was an article released on Wall Street Journal just bashing on Opendoor. So Mr. MJ Brennan posts says, Rabois, I will take that as a yes. It's confirmed. Open revenue will be double digits billions. Market cap will be triple digit billions. This will be the real estate marketplace. So keep posted. Will Open get in the mortgage game themselves? Seems like the ultimate profit generator. So are we going to see Opendoor also have that additional revenue stream by offering, mortgages? Only time will tell on what's to come. Radian Capital posts today. Wall Street article on Open reads like a story pitched by someone short the stock. It's incredible that the Wall Street Journal would not even reach out to Kaz or Rabois to, or at least hear the other side of the story. The reporter was previously an analyst at a short selling firm, so it is no surprise he has a short biased view. This is not news, but rather opinion and should be framed as such. Wall Street Journal should do better. In response, Kaz posted, if you come to our office in San Francisco on Monday, you will see the Wall Street Journal article about Opendoor printed, framed, and hung in our lobby. I just like how Kaz uses that as fuel. He's a big time competitor, really aggressive leader, just really just making changes to the company after just starting for several weeks. I mean, changing the culture, having, on-site work, leveraging defaulting to AI, and now using this as fuel to really position the company in the way where it's going to be a way for it to grow, go through adversity, and as a result, Opendoor is going to be multi-billion dollar company. We're going to see the stock go from like single digits where we are right now. We're so early to $82, and then we'll be seeing it climb up to like triple digit stock price, similar to what we see with Carvana. Daniel Dean posts his technical analysis prediction. He's saying price target's $10, 13.50. Currently, price is breaking out of the descending wedge. Open needs to close above 845 level to confirm the breakout. After that, $10 at the volume shelf should provide a good idea of support and potential launch area to the next target of 1350. So, he has that forecasted early in October as to potentially getting to $13.50, but that's still early in the game. I think there's going to be so much upside. It's only a matter of time, like what TrendSpider posted. We see this consolidation pennant flag playing out, and then, what consolidates, we're going to see a bigger base for a bigger squeeze to come. Opendoor actually posted, some really nice, exciting things that have just been announced, and that, any new home purchase, that house, the goal is to really minimize headaches to like new buyers. They launched today in Texas. Opendoor homes now come with buyer protections. If an appliance breaks or your house turns out to be not the right fit, we've got you covered. And there's a 7-day home test drive. I mean, you can live in the house for 7 days, and if you feel like it's not the right fit, you can simply walk away. So that gives you coverage as to whether you want to decide to stay or not. 7 day home test, that's really good. I mean, that reassures, home buyers that you get to test out the house. In addition to that, you also have a 100-day warranty, for buyer protections, giving you the ability to just have warranty on the house for 100 days on major appliances. So that gives you leeway, assurance of security, so that you feel more confident with your purchase. Let's take a look at technical analysis. Where we are right now today, we even saw price run up to like 880, and it had a pullback along with many stocks, even crypto as well. It started off very strong, and then it had a reversal. But overall, good thing is Opendoor ended the day green, with the 10-cent increase, currently hovering above $8, $8.11. We continue to see it hovering in this bullish pennant flag. Only a matter of time. It's been consolidating since September 11th, and it's just been pulling back since. As we see, it consolidate, with this range. It's only a matter of time. We're going to see it start climbing up. I think soon enough we will get to that $17 range from my perspective. Overall, we continue to see smart money buying Opendoor. Jane Street bought millions of shares. The wells are loading up, and eventually we will see it start climbing up. Let's look at a different view. We see the pennant flag playing out. Current price action slightly below the 10-day daily moving average at 820. We're currently at 811. Good news is we're above the 50-day moving average in pink, as well as the 200-day moving average in black. It's only a matter of time where we're just going to break out of this bullish pennant flag, and then soon enough we'll break, $13, $15, and $17 as well within reach as we position ourselves into the Q4. But if we look at how high it can go in Q4 2025, it may be $20, it may be $30, it may be $40, even more. Sky's the limit with this stock. We got new leadership. We got the returning, founders like Keith and Eric. And we got, Kaz from Shopify, a big time leader there. He's not even getting paid. I mean, he's getting a salary of $1 up until he, matures the company, where, it becomes a $32 stock there. That's where he gets, compensation and all that. So he's very bullish. He's changing the direction of the company. And that's why it's one of the hottest, most volume traded stock along with options for Opendoor Technologies.
Hey guys, it's Dave 46. Just back here, stepped from the Playboy mansion. Somebody told me we've got a security booth up there. Someone told me it's actually a very important person. So I shouldn't, say anything about the Playboy bunny lips on the gate. And where are we? Can you see me? Back here. Bell telephone, my favorite place. Hey, you got the Blue Jays hat on. Found out last night the Jays are going to take on the Yankees in the ALDS. So it's a good old clash of the AL East. Go Jays. Talked about better yesterday. I want to talk about something like a little bit more personal today. I'm going tonight back to my high school, 35th year reunion. I graduated in 1990, and I'm really excited. Went to a place called St. Andrews College, all boys school. Had residences for like men from like all over the world. I was a day boy, what they call a day boy. So I went there just during the day. I went home, slept at night. Great guys. So I can't wait to see them tonight. And it reminds me of how much can change in a year, because a year ago, a friend of mine who graduated a year in front of me, high school, named Will Hill, that's his real name, Will Hill, he invited me to come out to have drinks with him before it was his warm up for his 35th year SAC reunion. And they were meeting at a place called The Pilot in Toronto, good bar. And so he was going to see a lot of the old faces, a lot of people that I knew from the year ahead of me. And so I was feeling really down in the dumps a year ago. Nothing was going well in my hedge fund, in my career. we were kind of like in the midst of like figuring out AI models and had this choppy performance. Yeah, I figured out Carvana, but that was the year before. And I was looking for some, you know, ultimate path forward. I hadn't thought of 100 baggers as a strategy yet. We were still throwing spaghetti at the wall. And it led to lots of stress in my family, with my wife, and my, feeling, nervous about supporting my kids and stuff. And so I didn't actually know if I wanted to meet Will and see all these other guys, because I was feeling kind of sheepish. Would they even remember me? There's a lot of, even though I knew them, they were the year ahead. So, would they think it weird, this younger guy showing up at their 35th year reunion? But because I'm buds with Will, and I knew some other guys that were going to be there, like this other good friend, Adam Long, who's an investor with me, I went to the pilot and had a great time. These guys were so awesome. They were so nice to me, so kind. And they ended up saying, "Hey, Eric, we got a bus. We rented a bus. We're going up to the school. Because it's about 40 minutes north of Toronto. So come with us. Join in." And I was like, "What? What are you talking about? Me going to the actual school for the reception and for this dinner that they have with your class of 89 instead of mine for 90? No, I couldn't impose and all this kind of stuff," is what I was saying. And I said, no, it'd be fun. No, you're here. Come on. It'd be awesome. And I didn't know it. But those guys like saved my life that night. They saved my career. I mean, I had such a good time with them. I felt so welcomed. I remember this guy, Adam, throwing his arm around me at the reception, talking to this other friend of mine, Jason, and saying, Adam said, "Jason, you got to invest with Eric. Eric is like a genius. He's doing some great things. And, you got to put some money with him."
Big one.
I was like looking around, "Adam, are you talking about me? Genius? Like, come on." And, but Jason did invest. And anyway, it's a few months later, we figured out the 100-bagger strategy. We figured out, how to use the crypto models. That night saved my life. And I owe it all to those guys, the band of brothers from St. Andrews. They're just, they were like angels that night. Obviously, there was something also going on with God. I don't know what your spiritual beliefs are, but he was acting through those guys, through those men. And I was in a fog. I couldn't see past here. And they saw something in me, and they pulled it out of me. And for that, I will never forget. I will always be grateful for them. And you know what? So I'm looking forward to tonight. I think it's going to be awesome. And, you might be wondering, like, what does that have to do with Drake? I think Drake is awesome. I think he's the most successful artist in the world, not just the most successful rapper. And I've talked about the lists, right? And how he, has something like 88, 89 top 10 Billboard hits. So that's triple the number of hits, top 10 hits that the Beatles have. It's triple, I believe, or at least double. I think close to triple what Taylor has. Okay. So it's just on another level. And yet, what was it, a year ago at the Super Bowl? Basically, all of America in the music media and everybody was sort of laughing at him, treating him like dirt, and taking Kendrick's side. Serena Williams doing I don't even know what you call it, the little herky jerky dance at the Super Bowl. And yet, this is a guy who, like, nobody gave this to him. He built this himself. He dreamed it up in his head, his creativity. It came from him, from inside. It came from God, whatever you believe. But it wasn't given to him. It's not some Nepo baby, okay? And I believe, like, people like him, in a small way, people like me, stocks like Carvana, stocks like Opendoor, whatever reason, these things like get tossed aside, and you can just say it's garbage on the side of the road and it's not worth anything, or you can see the greatness inside. And most important, though, is for the people themselves to always never stop believing and never stop working hard, because just when you're ready to get let go of the rope like I was a year ago, you find out there are amazing people around you who believe in you from the bottom of their hearts. They are always out there. There is greatness inside of you, inside of all of us. That's what Rising Dynasty is all about. Never stop believing in yourself. Keep working hard. Keep busting your ass, like Captain Mike out in the Barren Sea or whoever, and you're going to get yours.
So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know what your thoughts are, what your predictions are, where you're watching from. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks.